Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Right after that unexpected touch, Lee Junho's reaction to YoonA is once again becoming the center of global attention, and this time, fans are convinced that what he did afterward finally exposed everything he has been trying to hide. For months, people have been speculating about the chemistry between the two King the Land co-stars, whether it was just professional acting, or if something deeper was happening behind the scenes. But what unfolded right after that sudden, unplanned touch has sent the entire fandom into a frenzy. It began during an off-camera moment that was never intended for public eyes. The cast, staff, and crew had been taking a break while preparing for the next scene. Everything was normal, light conversations, laughter, and the typical behind-the-scenes chaos, until a small, genuine moment between YoonA and Lee Junho changed everything. They weren't acting. They weren't performing. They were just being themselves. And that's exactly why fans reacted so intensely. According to several people on set, YoonA had reached out to fix something near Junho's collar. It was so natural, so casual, yet undeniably intimate. What made it even more shocking was Junho's reaction. Instead of stepping back like he usually does whenever cameras aren't rolling, he froze for a moment, as if taken aback not by discomfort, but by surprise and familiarity. It was the kind of reaction men have when someone they care about touches them without warning. His eyes softened, his expression shifted, and there was a visible change in his posture, like he suddenly became more aware of her presence than anyone else around them. Fans who saw the leaked behind-the-scenes clip went absolutely wild. Many said that Junho's reaction looked less like a co-star's politeness and more like a man who's deeply, emotionally invested in the woman standing in front of him. Some even pointed out how Junho's face went from neutral to warm in a split second, followed by that small smile, that rare, shy smile he only gives in very specific moments, usually around Yoon. Right after the touch, Junho leaned in slightly, not enough to look obvious to the staff around him, but just enough for fans to catch. It looked like he wanted to say something quietly. And according to several lip-reading fans who analyzed the clip frame by frame, Junho appeared to whisper the words, "It's okay, you're cute." Whether that's truly what he said or not remains unconfirmed, but the speculation alone was enough to send the internet into chaos. But the moment didn't end there. When the cameras turned back on, something about their vibe had noticeably shifted. Their chemistry, already known to be one of the most natural in K-drama history, became even more intense, even more effortless. It was as if that unexpected touch broke a wall between them. YoonA looked more relaxed around him, smiling more brightly than before. Junho, on the other hand, became slightly more protective, more attentive. Observers noticed how he subtly adjusted his actions, making sure YoonA stayed comfortable, whether he was guiding her movements or positioning himself closer than usual. Fans pointed out how Junho behaved differently that entire day. He seemed happier, more energetic, and he kept glancing at YoonA whenever she wasn't looking. Those tiny glances, almost invisible to average viewers, were caught by eagle-eyed fans who paused and replayed multiple times. Junho wasn't just glancing, his eyes lingered. And no one lingers like that unless they feel something deeper. Soon after, Junho was seen doing something he rarely does, initiating playful, natural interactions. Normally, it's YoonA who teases or jokes around, and Junho responds with bashful laughter. But that day, it was the opposite. Junho leaned forward during a break, made a comment that caused YoonA to burst into laughter, and then did something fans are still talking about. He lightly tapped her arm, almost shyly, but with unmistakable affection. Even staff members were seen smiling in the background, exchanging knowing looks. It was the kind of atmosphere where people who have witnessed them on set for months probably already know more than the public does. Later that evening, during a short interview session, Junho was asked casually about working with YoonA. His answer became a trending topic overnight. Without hesitation, he smiled, too quickly, too warmly, and said, "I'm always comfortable around her. She makes everything easier." It wasn't the words themselves that raised suspicions, but the tone he used. Gentle. So, almost like he wasn't talking about a co-star but someone he genuinely cherishes. Meanwhile, YoonA, during her separate interview, was asked about the same day. She laughed in that unmistakable YoonA way, covering her mouth, cheeks slightly flushed, and said, "Junho is very sweet. He surprised me a few times today." She didn't specify what surprised her. She didn't need to. Fans immediately connected the dots. The fandom concluded that the unexpected touch wasn't just a random moment. It was a turning point, a moment where their real feelings slipped out before they had the chance to hide them again. And Junho's reaction, the softness in his eyes, the warmth in his smile, the sudden shift in his behavior, only made everything more obvious. What happened next made fans even more suspicious. After filming wrapped up, Junho walked beside YoonA as they headed off set. Not behind her, not ahead, beside her, matching her pace effortlessly. And at one point, when she stumbled slightly, Junho immediately reached out, placing a hand behind her back to steady her. The moment was quick, gentle, and completely instinctive. It wasn't the gesture of a co-star. It was the gesture of someone who's been paying close attention. Some fans even noticed that Junho kept looking at YoonA even when they separated at their cars. He didn't walk away until she was safely inside. These small gestures may seem trivial, but to fans who have followed their journey from the very beginning, it was everything. And now, people are beginning to wonder, is this still just chemistry, or has something deeper already begun? Because one thing is clear, Junho's reaction right after that unexpected touch wasn't scripted. It wasn't rehearsed. It wasn't for the cameras. It was real. And sometimes, the real moments are the ones that reveal the truth.